Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Mysteries from Beyond the Other Dominion. I'm your host, Dr. Franklin Ruehl. Now the question of the day: what parted the Red Sea? Roll tape.
Now, the question: did Moses actually part the Red Sea? Well, before we answer that, we have a question for you, the trivia question of the day. Let me extricate here from this paper prison. The question is a two-parter. First, what age was Moses when he parted the Red Sea? Secondly, at what age did he die? Now, the prize, one pat on the back for each correct answer, if and only if you have that answer correct. Please do not call us. We don't have any operators to take your calls, and if we did, we still could not afford prizes. I'll take a sip of water and be back momentarily with those two answers. Now the first answer, Moses was 80 when he parted the Red Sea. He died 40 years later at age 120. Now, the relevant passages from the book of Exodus are 14, 21, and 22. Let me just read them. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea into dry land, and the waters were divided. So the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea on the dry ground, and the waters were a wall to them on their right hand and on their left. Of course, this was dramatically depicted in Cecil B. DeMille's classic, The Ten Commandments, starring Charlton Heston. But what is the truth? Well, we have three current theories concerning the parting of the Red Sea. One is that a volcano on the Greek island of Thera exploded and caused, let's say, a tsunami or huge waves to come down and part the sea. For this to be true, the Exodus would have had to be made at the northern part of the Red Sea. Now, you see I've outlined Egypt in pink, Israel and the Sinai in orange, and the Red Sea appropriately in red. The Red Sea, for most of it, is very wide, 120 to 150 miles across. That's quite a distance to traverse. But it narrows up here in what's called the Gulf of Suez, which is still considered part of the Red Sea, that little red strip up here. And that's where everyone thinks they cross. There it's only 18 to 20 miles across, perhaps even less in some spots. So for this volcanic theory to work, they would have had to be even further up, where I have the red arrow right there near the Mediterranean Sea, and that doesn't seem to be logical. The second theory argues that they did not actually cross the Red Sea, but what was known as the Sea of Reeds, which is a marshy area, again, in the northern part of this little red strip. But the problem there is that wouldn't have stopped the pursuing Egyptians from coming after them. The newest theory comes from two scientists. One's an oceanographer, Dr. Ruehl from the University of Florida, Tallahassee. The other, Dr. Nathan Polidor, an atmospheric scientist from Hebrew University in Jerusalem. And using computer models, they determined that a wind blowing for 10 to 12 hours at just 40 miles per hour would have parted this Red Sea. It would have actually caused this little area, the Suez Canal, to decrease by about 10 feet, which would have exposed an underlying land bridge. And again, that's anywhere from 12, 18, or 20 miles across. And it would have allowed the Israelis to go across. But what about the pursuing Egyptians? Well, their theory also shows in just in a matter of about 4 minutes, a change in that wind would allow the water level to go back up 10 feet and prevent the Egyptians from pursuing them. So up to now, this seems to be the best scientific theory for the crossing of the Red Sea, unless you want to accept the miraculous. You have two choices, the biblical account or the scientific. But this does seem to be an excellent theory accounting for that intriguing case.
Now until next time, may the power of the cosmos be with you. Yes, yes, yes.